In this lesson, we're going to talk about equivalent, which is a way to say equal fractions. I have a little picture drawn here, and in the first bar, I have 1 out of 2 shaded. That's 1/2. In the second, I have the same amount shaded, but because I've cut it into 4 pieces, how many are shaded? And the answer is 2. Now, how would I get from 1/2 to 2/4 if I didn't have a picture? Well, the identity for multiplication is the number 1. You can multiply 1 by anything without changing the value. Well, 1 can take on an infinite number of different looks. I want this denominator to become a 4 because I cut it into 4 pieces. What would I have to multiply 2 by to turn it into 4? The answer is 2. But if I multiply the bottom by 2, I'm going to need to multiply the top by 2 so that this is equal to 1. I'm not changing the value because I am multiplying by 1. 2 times 2 gives me 4. 1 times 2 gives me 2. That's how I know that 1/2 is the same as 2/4. I multiplied by 1 to get it. Now, I'm probably going to shortcut a little bit of what I do in these problems. Number 1, find another name for the given number, but with the denominator indicated. And it says multiply by 1. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I have 1/9 is equal to something over 72. What was 9 multiplied by to get 72? 9 times what gives me 72? And the answer is 8. But if the bottom was multiplied by 8, the top must also be multiplied by 8 so that we have this number 1, 8 over 8. 1 times 8 is 8. This is my new numerator, and you will just be filling in the box. So 1 out of 9 is equal to 8 out of 72. All right, let's practice this some more. I have 4 out of 5 is what out of 25? So you will have a box to fill in. What you need to do is look at it and say, what was 5 multiplied by to get 25? 5 times what gives me 25? The answer is 5. So if the bottom was multiplied by 5, you have to multiply by the number 1. It's 5 over 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 4/5 is equal to 20 over 25. Okay, let's keep practicing this. I have 5/8 is what out of 16? What was 8 multiplied by to give you 16? The answer is 2. So of course I have to do the top by the same so that the 2 over 2 makes that 1. And 5 times 2 is 10. 5/8 is equal to 10/16. I have 4/7 is equal to what over 42? What do you multiply 7 by to turn it into 42? 7 goes into 42 6 times. Do the same to the top. 4 times 6 is 24. So you're always identifying what it was multiplied by to get the new denominator, and you do the same thing to the top. I have 3 out of 10 is something out of 20. Look down here. 10 has turned into 20. What was it multiplied by? The answer is 2. So do the same thing to the top. 3 times 2 is 6. And so when it says multiplication by 1, it's in the form in this one of 2 over 2. It was in 6 over 6, and so on. All right, let's do just a few more. 10/11 is what over 66? Well, look here. What would 11 get multiplied by to turn it into a 66? It must have been multiplied by 6. So do the same to the top. 10 times 6 is 60. I believe we have one more to do. We have 8/7 is what over 28? What was 7 multiplied to get 28? 7 times what is 28? The answer is 4. So do it to the top. 8 times 4 is 32. So if this fraction is bigger on top than it is on bottom, so will the equivalent fraction. All right? So you're going to practice doing a few of those on your own.